Well, thank you very much for having us, Robbie,
My
to come and
pleasure.
sit in your lovely garden and to talk about your favourite hymn. So, what is your favourite hymn and why do you like it so much?
So I've chosen Lord of all hopefulness for lots of different reasons, but it's a hymn that's been with me since some of my first memories, really, particularly back at primary school.
Wow.
I remember our hymn mornings on a Thursday. Every Thursday morning we'd all gather in the hall together.
Brilliant.
And I had to wait until I was kind of further up in the school till we were allowed to do hymn practice. But it's, one of those ones that has really good memories for me. And I think for me it's all about family. I feel that
Oh, wow.
it's a hymn that really encompasses, hopefully, God being within our families. I'm part of our families. So,
My
yeah.
goodness! Oh, well, I can't wait. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, okay.
that particular, for
Angle.
it to be strong for family. That's really lovely.
Okay.
So, what feelings then does it generate in you when we sing it together?
I think for me it's a hymn that's full of emotion, really. I mean, each verse from the hymn goes through different emotions. We've got bliss, love, strength and peace,
Yeah.
actually. So yes, for me it gives a great sense of security, actually, and peace, I think, comes through quite strongly in it. Yeah.
And perhaps this is maybe, I don't know what you're thinking of with the family side of things,
Yes.
but it takes us through different parts of the day as well, doesn't it?
Yes.
We're asking for different things, and it's in different parts of the day.
Yes.
And I think how does that fit in with your thinking of family, or does it?
I think for me, it really resonates that God is with us from morning till eve, from dawn till dusk,
Yeah.
and that He's kind of silently there by your side throughout the day for everybody in the family. And I think that kind of cyclical nature, that our days sometimes go in ups and downs. A season can be full of highs and lows.
Yeah.
But that constant throughout all of it, hopefully, is that God's by our side, giving us the strength that is mentioned in the hymn itself.
That's brilliant. Yes, that's verse 2, isn't it?
Yes,
I've been
very good.
revising. And so, and has it been particularly important for you at one time or at various times in your life?
Yes, I think it's a hymn, as I mentioned, that stuck with me at primary school and gave me that real sense of kind of peace and calmness in a time that's kind of can be quite chaotic, really. It was a hymn we chose for our wedding.
Oh, right.
Again, I just think it's full of joy, really.
Yeah.
And it's a hymn we chose for Florence's christening and possibly Wilf's in some context,
Yeah.
minus the singing. But I think it's a hymn that instills really good values in family life as well. And particularly thinking about it for the children's christenings, it's full of emotions and feelings that I'd love to pass on to them, actually, as kind of a parent to child, really.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what I especially love about it, I suppose I've thought about it for weddings more than for christenings so far, but I will now think about it a little bit more for that. But weddings are such an important day, aren't they? There's such a high day, such a lot of preparation beforehand.
Yeah.
But the beauty of having it at a wedding is that it takes you through an ordinary day.
Yes.
It talks about praying at the beginning of the day, about God's strength in the middle of the day, and then coming home again, and then going to sleep at night.
Yeah.
And so it's God's presence with us not only in the high days, but also in the ordinary, which I think is just fantastic. Now, I might have stolen your thunder.
That's fine.
What aspect of God, or which Bible story, does the hymn remind you of?
Yes, I did think about this for quite a long time. I think for me, I did think quite a lot about John chapter 14, and how Jesus promises us the Holy Spirit. I think, again, for me, the Holy Spirit's been quite powerful, particularly recently, as we've all been through quite challenging times. And just that sense of kind of calmness and presence that it offers. as it talks about here.
Do, yes, read some for us, please.
But you know him, for he lives with you and will be in you. I will not leave you as orphans, I will come to you. Before long the world will not see me anymore, but you will see me, because I live in you also because I live, you will also live. On that day you will realise that I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I am in you. Whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me. The one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love them and show myself to them. So I just think for me it sums up that presence really, that as we talked about earlier, that the cyclical nature of the day, that God's by our side through the good and the bad, offering us that kind of security, really.
That's fantastic. That's just so nice, because Jesus is there talking about his Father,
Yes.
but also we're invited into that family of God.
Yes.
And for us to share that in our own families, that's so special.
Yeah, I hope so.
Brilliant. Whoa, that's lovely. Really, really good. So thank you very much indeed, Robbie.
Oh, it's my pleasure.